Hello students, today we will be graphing inequalities. Don't forget to take notes as you go and make sure you write down all of the examples. So, let's talk about what an inequality is. An inequality is a greater than or equal to, and those are the symbols for those, and a less than or less than or equal to, and these are the symbols for those. So, you could have an open circle or a closed circle. Open circles occur with greater than and less than. Closed circles are occurring with greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. So, an important rule to remember when graphing inequalities is that you do not always go by the direction of the arrow to determine which way to shade. So, here are some examples. X is greater than 5. So, here's my number line. Since there's no equal to, there's no bar under the greater than, we put an open circle at 5, and I want all my shading to be greater than 5. So 6 is greater than 5, and 7, and 8, and 9, so I'm going to shade that way. Here's another example. 3 is greater than or equal to n. So here's my number line, and I know my circle is going to be at 3, but this one has an equal to. So it's going to be a closed circle, and I want 3 to be bigger than all my shading. So if 3 is the biggest, that means I have to shade the lower numbers. So I'm going to shade to the left. Here's another example. 9 is greater than x. So with my number line, I know my circle is going to be at 9. And then because there's no line under it, it's not equal to, so it's an open circle. And 9 is bigger than all my shading, so all my shading has to be below 9, so that's going to be to the left. Now we have n is greater than or equal to -1. Here's a number line for that. I know my circle is going to be at -1. It's going to be closed because it's got a line under it, because it can be equal to -1. And I want all my shading to be bigger than -1, so that means I've got to shade to the right. So let's talk about equations and inequalities and the differences when we graph. Of course, when we solve this, we're going to add 11 to both sides, and that gives us v is equal to -16. And same for an inequality. I'm going to add 11 to both sides, and that gives me v is less than -16. Now the difference comes in the graphing of this. So here, v is equal to -16. So it's just -16, and it's a closed circle because it's equal to it. On this one, I'm going to put a circle at -16, but it's an open circle because it's not equal to. And then all my shading has to be less than that, so I'm going to shade to the left. So, inequalities, there's shading, and equals, there's only one solution, and so you just get a point.